I woke up suddenly. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. The air felt strange. It was heavy, damp, unfamiliar smells filled my nostrils, earthy like wet soil and rotting plants. Where was I? This was not my bedroom. This was not my home. Everything around me looked alien, and a deep, cold unease began to creep into my mind, tightening its grip. I sat up, my heart starting to race. Fear, sharp and cold, pricked at my skin. The air was thick, difficult to breathe. It was so heavy and humid. Giant, unfamiliar plants towered high above me. Their enormous leaves were like dark green umbrellas. They almost completely blocked out the light from the sky. There were no buildings, no roads, no signs of people anywhere. Only wild, untamed nature surrounded me on all sides, pressing in. I was utterly alone. Then a distant sound rumbled through the air. It was a deep, powerful sound. The ground beneath me vibrated softly, then a little stronger. It felt as if a giant was walking far away, its footsteps shaking the earth. My heart pounded hard against my ribs. What could possibly make such a sound? A massive shadow flickered among the distant trees. It was huge. It was definitely alive. My breath caught in my throat. The horrible truth crashed down on me like a physical blow. This was not just some strange, remote forest. This was something else entirely. This was a different time, a time separated from my own by an unimaginable gulf, a time long, long ago. I knew then with chilling certainty. I was in the Jurassic period, the age of the great dinosaurs. The jungle itself was an unbelievable sight, so incredibly green, so alive. Giant ferns grew everywhere I looked. Their feathery fronds were as tall as small houses, uncurling towards the humid air. Huge, strange-looking trees, unlike any I knew, reached high for the sun. Their bark was rough and ancient. No familiar flowers bloomed in this oppressive heat. Only ancient, powerful plants thrived here. This world felt raw, primeval, untouched by human hands. Strange and unsettling noises filled the dense air constantly. Insects buzzed loudly all around me. They were enormous, bigger than any I had ever seen before. Odd bird-like calls echoed from the canopy above, but they were not made by birds as we know them. A constant, subtle rustling came from the thick undergrowth. It made the hairs on my neck stand up. I felt eyes watching me, always watching, hidden, waiting. Suddenly, a small, agile creature darted past my legs. It moved with incredible speed. It had a long, balancing tail and sharp little claws. Perhaps it was a Compsognathus, a small carnivorous dinosaur. Its sudden appearance was a stark reminder. Not all the dangers in this lost world were enormous and terrifying. Even the small predators could be deadly if you were not careful. This land was full of teeth and claws, big and small. The stunning beauty of this prehistoric landscape hid many unseen dangers. The ground often looked solid, but it could be soft, treacherous mud, or worse, quicksand, waiting to suck me down. Some of the brightly coloured plants looked tempting to touch, but they could be highly poisonous. Every single step I took was a dangerous gamble. Survival here was a constant, nerve-wracking struggle. I had to be careful, so very careful, always alert. The earth began to shake violently, much louder this time. The trees around me swayed as if in a storm. A monstrous shadow fell over me, plunging the area into sudden gloom. It blotted out the weak sunlight struggling to get through the canopy. Then I saw it, emerging from the dense wall of trees, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the undisputed king of the tyrant lizards. Its sheer size was unbelievable, awe-inspiring, and truly, utterly terrifying. Its massive head was almost too big for its body. It was filled with rows of teeth like glistening white daggers, each as long as my forearm. Its powerful hind legs carried its huge, heavy body with surprising agility. Its tiny forearms, with their two clawed fingers, seemed almost comically small. But there was absolutely nothing funny about this terrifying beast. A deafening, terrifying roar ripped through the air. It smelled of blood and raw meat. Other giant dinosaurs also roamed this ancient land. The long-necked Brachiosaurus, towering like living skyscrapers, munched peacefully on the highest leaves. The Stegosaurus, with its distinctive bony plates along its back and spiked tail, moved slowly through the ferns. But fearsome predators like the Allosaurus were also a constant threat here. They were fast, agile hunters, always searching for their next vulnerable meal. The Jurassic period was truly their kingdom, their hunting ground. I froze instantly, hidden precariously behind a giant dripping fern. The T-Rex sniffed the humid air, its massive nostrils flaring. Its terrible, beady eyes scanned the dense jungle with intense focus. Could it see me? Could it smell my fear? My breath caught tightly in my throat, and I dared not move a muscle. Time itself seemed to stand perfectly still. It was a moment of pure, primal, paralyzing fear. My life hung by a thread. After what felt like an eternity, the giant predator moved on. Its heavy footsteps receded into the distance. I could finally breathe again, my lungs aching, my legs felt weak like jelly. This ancient world was completely overwhelming. I was so incredibly small here, so fragile and insignificant. Humans were not the masters of this primeval domain. We were merely tiny, lost intruders, helplessly adrift in the deep ocean of time. These incredible creatures were truly magnificent in their own way. They had ruled the Earth for an astonishing 150 million years. The Jurassic period, which lasted from about 201 to 145 million years ago, was just one part of their long, successful era. Dinosaurs were not simply mindless monsters, as often portrayed. They were highly successful animals, perfectly adapted to survive and thrive in their unique world, a world that existed long before humans. Our own species' time on this planet seems so very short, so fleeting, especially when compared to the incredibly long reign of these dinosaurs. This terrifying, unexpected journey showed me nature's true, untamed power, its incredible ability to create such diverse and awe-inspiring forms of life, and also its profound indifference to our individual survival. We are just a small, recent part of Earth's immense, sprawling history. I will never, ever forget this experience, the constant gnawing fear, the moments of pure, breathtaking wonder, the sheer, unimaginable scale of it all. This accidental Jurassic adventure, it has changed me profoundly. It has shown me Earth's deep, ancient, almost forgotten past, a past that still lives on, in the silent testimony of fossils and now in my impossible, vivid memories, a story I must tell if I ever find my way back.